Okie dokie, and as we were kind of touching upon earlier, I think we might turn around after we finish this floor. Again, it'd be nice to get something flame branded, but also seems like we're pretty much otherwise ready to deal with anything Lair can throw our way. I cannot speak today. Unfortunately, it's just one of those evenings where I don't speak no good. Which is very conducive to live streaming on Twitch. Just the perfect time to completely lose any sensible ability to carry on a string of syllables here. And as probably obvious from the screen itself here, I did decide, let's just head down. This is a very expensive set of scrolls and whatnot, but I'm still looking to gain a little bit of an advantage here, so I think I will, and in fact did, buy some goodies there. And we'll finish off D12 before heading back up to Lair and seeing how things are looking up that direction, shall we? Continue dropping out some of the trash that we've been lugging around over the course of our delving thus far. And not too shabby here. I am seeing the occasional message of Rue doing a bang-up job of giving us a helping hand here, so that's fantastic. We'll definitely take a +2 cloak, finally bringing us up to a reasonable AC. I'd like to be 20 plus on a melee character by this stage at the very least, so very happy to see that. Of course, we do get a nice selection of health potions shortly after taking the drink mutation, but such is to be expected. Again, it's that tricky little, very cultured AI that DCSS definitely uses to make sure that everything is not going your way at any stage in the game, so we love to see it. Your distance snort, I just decided as I went to head down the stairs that I needed to do, or probably should do, a search for Flaming Brand just to make sure that there's nothing available, or seeing as how that's not an option, look up for like a mace. Good mace that we could use to do some damage against a Hydropal. But I guess instead, we'll just hope that we don't find one on floor 1 here, because I don't want to miss an opportunity to make our way through a gauntlet here. Gauntlet's very much able to set the tone for the run here, dependent on what we're able to discover, so that's perfect. As I get a bit of a slight round of hiccups starting to burgeon up, so don't love that. Anytime I get hiccups on stream, they're always the most painful kind that completely inhibit my ability to communicate effectively. But hey, that's a nice excuse. Suddenly the rest of my inability to speak doesn't seem so bad. Or at least it has an excuse besides me just being a bit of a fool. But okay, we can shout uncontrollably at our foes. Unfortunately, that's just a trivial sacrifice, because otherwise I was kind of happy to see it. And then, could sacrifice words. I don't love having drink and words both sacrificed. But I believe this should bring us to Apocalypse range. Get some Apocalypse now. Could be nice. But I guess so does the health sacrifice. I think, unfortunately, or the bad part about this is that both of these kind of play into the same camp of giving us another disadvantage in a category we're already struggling in. Specifically, we've given up armor, so also giving up 10% HP means we're probably going to be getting smacked around throughout the rest of the run here. Or the other option, sacrificing words, as mentioned, already sacrificed drink, which is not great. We could always, again, take this one as a trivial sacrifice and hope for something slightly better next time. Brings us up to 4 pips. It does bring us to the next tier of piety, so maybe that's actually good enough for me at the moment. Let's get into a bit of shouting. Does unlock the power leap as well, so we have our controlled blink unlocked. Controlled short range blink, I guess. It's a bit more accurate. And let's take a peek here, shall we? Think for first rooms. I mean, un-ID'd scroll. What do we have left in that regard? Brand weapon or enchant weapon? Oh, those are both actually kind of good. I'd be probably happy with either of those at this point. Mill room is useless. Love to see a haste potion. Hooray. And then last of all, I believe these are hats that we're actually potentially able to wear with our antenna, but an artifact ring, I think, probably floats my boat a little bit more. The other thing to keep in mind, I guess, is if we go for the scroll here, 38% chance of banishment. Level 13, it's not great by any means. So maybe we do just go for the ring for now. Let's see how we fare, shall we? And a ring of evasion is not incredible by any means, but I don't need the poison resistance on at all times, so potentially not the end of the world there. And let's get ready rather, to be thrown around the map in wild ways. Oh wait, never mind, I'm a Formicid. What am I thinking? Beautiful. This one could have been a heck of a lot worse on any other character. I also didn't notice this plate armor the first time. Harm, hey? Pure glass cannon build? That really what we want to do here today? I'll definitely take it at the very least. To tuck that into our back pocket. It's a potential option for the future here, though it would be an interesting one. And I definitely should have swapped back to my poison protection ring. I can't even drink potions in this state, right? We can drop power though, which I believe this removes like any status effect, right? Does drain us, removes any constraints. Okay, so not quite, but it will give us a little bit of HP back. We'll also have a couple, I was gonna say a couple of heal potions, but we can't use those, Torinski. We just went over this, so yikes. Okay, 0% chance to paralyze you, fair enough. Could Phantom Mirror you, but you largely just do the poison thing, which is not going to be effective in a mirror match, unfortunately. How much do I want that ring? Is it worth it? To keep going ham? I think it just might be. Especially, ooh, yeah, if we get a Rue effect, there we go. That kind of resolved everything in one fell swoop. Love to see it. And fire resistance, electricity resistance, and some stats. I'm probably happier with that than the evasion ring for the moment here. And I guess that's that. Let's go face off against the Minotaur themselves, shall we? Jeez Louise. If you want to use your bow instead of throwing javelins at me, that seems wonderful. Love to see it. On the other hand, don't love to see just how much damage you inflict on us, my friend. Let's see, a net? 94% chance to hit? Sounds beautiful. And that definitely does the trick for us here at the moment. Do reveal a brand weapon scroll as well. And last but not least, ooh. Ringmail the Valley of Death, triple willpower, hey? Lose 5 AC. We'll get enough willpower to basically tank anything and everything for the rest of the game. It's tempting. I'll at least carry it around, even if it doesn't necessarily become a staple in our build in the future here. And what else can I drop? Haste potions for the box of beasts. And there we go. Not too bad for a gauntlet here. Definitely got a couple of replacement things. Do I try harm? Trying to think if Rue's Aura of whatever, Aura of Pain, is that what it's called? Aura of Power, sorry. If Rue's Aura of Power can kind of offset the negative part of harm, then it's just free damage. And that seems pretty swell. AC increases by 2. We could try it out here. I'm slightly concerned, seeing as how we don't exactly know at this point how we're going to do in Lair in general. So it doesn't necessarily seem like the most intelligent idea to throw an experiment into the mix at this stage in our lives. But here we are. And seems to be going at least okay for the time being here. Definitely able to just mow down anything and everything coming our direction. Ah, elephants could change that. Or not, so that's a good sign. First elephants we had to come up against, and doesn't go too poorly for us. Question at the moment now becomes, do I want to save my brand weapons roll for like an executioner axe that we'd be hoping to get in the future? Or do I just brand this +2 battle axe? If it ends up being flame, and then we can throw the upgrades into this and we've kind of resolved the rest of Lair, and we're probably pretty happy with ourselves moving forward. Let's try it out. Battle Axe of Protection, eh? Not quite what I was hoping for. I guess if that's some kind of predestined thing, you know, regardless of whether that is actually what it says in the code, I'm talking more from a general sentiment point of view, then hey, happy we got it here instead of on the Executioner Act. Executioner Act. Well, let's roll with it. Totally intentional. Definitely not just yet another misspoken word to add to the list. Okay, Death Yak doesn't seem too unbearable at the moment either. In fact, yeah, no problems whatsoever. Holy moly. Come one, come all then, in that case. And I am currently electricity resistant, so we don't need to worry too much about our electric eel friend here. Why, hello there. And in fact, that would have made me very much regret not picking up the Wand of Flaming from earlier if we had slightly more trouble dealing with that son of a gun, but all is well that ends well. And we even get another sacrifice. Okie dokie. Sacrificing Essence is, I think, equivalent to a Will minus. Not great. Sacrifice Resistance. That one, what, do we sacrifice like 1 fire, 1 cold? So if we had better equipment, I could see that being an option, as is. Not great. I guess we could sacrifice willpower. Again, this triple will armor is not the best AC score. But it does at least offset that specific sacrifice here, and it is a major sacrifice. We could probably get away with it. Because we also have, I think there are actually a couple rings of willpower in that store that we found on D1. So we could always completely stack ourselves with willpower rings just to offset any negatives we got from Rue here. Let's see, if we sacrifice courage, that does get us to the next pip of piety here. Which, when do we get Terrible Wrath? I believe I did have the Rue Wiki open on another side here, so let me just do a quick check. We do get Apocalypse at this next piety level. So I don't know if we need a major sacrifice anymore. Maybe we do just do courage? Though I'm kind of surprised that courage is only a medium sacrifice. Because I don't love losing our ability to hit and damage against stronger monsters. Seeing as how, especially in this run, our luck has seemed to tend towards out of depth whenever the game is given an opportunity as to what they want to throw our way. Oh, decision making. Out of all these, I'd probably do courage, but I could just reject them. And then it'll be a bit, I think it adds an extra delay for the next sacrifice timer. Each consecutive rejection increases the sacrifice timer significantly. I would like to get Apocalypse. That's apparently when the ball gets rolling here. You know, it's what it's all about, really. So maybe I do sacrifice courage. Let's do it. And we get Apocalypse. Oh yeah, brother. That is, from my understanding, the get out of jail free card. Let's clear the screen. But haven't actually, I don't know if I've ever used it myself now that I'm thinking about it. So, hey, it'll be a nice little experiment for all of us here. And I think now's the time where I'm going to start to focus hard into Evo. Fighting, just nice to have some extra health. And then throwing is the other one I'm looking at here. Potentially will be nice. Let's just get a few things on the back burner. We're at least up to full training on the battle axe, so that is fantastic. Oh, Hydra. Yikes. Well, let's stop just smashing our face into you, sir. There we go. That's the one big downside of getting too tab heavy in this day and age. So whoopsie daisies. Let's free you from your confines, my friend. Just long enough to get a little bit murdered. Sorry to break the news, but such is life, or at least yours, as it is. And not too shabby. Okay, things are going all right for the time being here. I'm still thinking back to that Hydra encounter, and more specifically at this point, I'm debating, with harm, is there something to be said? Whoa, I'm getting horrified just of large groups of baby monsters? Oh, that's not good. I thought it was just scary ones. But apparently, large groups also trigger the flight or flight response, so not exactly ideal, but nothing we can't handle at this stage. But, you know, actually that Hydra thought that I didn't finish was kind of relevant to this decision, because I was curious if switching to protection gives us enough AC to not worry about chopping off heads. Just go absolutely mad lad on it, but we're gonna, try that out, and we get a vampiric battle axe. Okay. Well, that changes things. I'm probably just happy with that. And we're gonna use you, friend. Vampiric battle axe. Don't mind if I do. Who needs armor, really, if you can just regenerate any health you lose? We also have 2 different sources of regen at the moment, so I think our general longevity in any of these encounters is looking exceptionally solid. Love to see it. Just waiting for the game to immediately throw those words back in my face and embarrass me in front of my friends here, but hey, maybe not quite yet at this very moment in time. Ooh, but Volcano is definitely something that is currently in our wheelhouse, seeing as how we're getting an absurd amount of fire resistance from our plate mail here. So that is wonderful. Did I miss any messages in that tab fest? Does not look to be the case. There we go. Very distant rumble of rocks, so let's switch gears. We're just gonna sprint across the entire floor. Maybe? Hello? Where can I... Oh no. Where is the rest of the floor? Excuse me? I guess this way. And then there we go. We finally get bit of a different direction. It must be down here in this corner, or not, never mind. I'm a fool, and honestly, it's embarrassing that I even thought that was the case. Oh my gosh, it's still very distant. Where the heck are you? Rue believes we're ready to make another sacrifice. I appreciate that, Rue, but I'm still figuring this out. There we go. Very nearby. So I do believe... Oh, that's a nice glaive. +9 glaive. Normally would be very tempting, but I think we're actually kind of happy with our lot in life here. And there we go. We do find the volcano. Let's drop a couple bits and bobs here. A little bit of our garbage. You know, we're not looking for a whole lot, so maybe that'll be enough. And let's say hello, shall we? Nothing we can't handle there. This is a bit of a weird volcano setup. I feel like I've gone the same 3 or so on a rotating basis for the last long while. So very unused to this approach. I'm not sure how this one ends, which generally makes it less than ideal in terms of it being our option here, or at least going into it without a care in the world, but never mind. Apparently, not caring was the right call, seeing as how there's nothing we can't handle here. And we can probably just get the heck out of Dodge. Fantastic. Okay, things are going, honestly, almost too smoothly on this run at the moment. Not that I'm complaining. It's nice every once in a while to get something a little more straightforward. And that definitely seems to be the case at the moment here. In fact, yeah, I think I will check out Layer 5 and see how she goes. Let's look at that. Definitely healing up enough during the entire, Jeez Louise. Synapses not firing on all cylinders by any stretch of the imagination. So pardon me for my lack of vocal abilities here. What was I even trying to say? My brain is fried itself in the attempt to let loose even the most basic of sentence fragments. So that's, again, just fantastic. It's the one thing I take a lot of pride in my life, and it's apparently decided to betray me in my hour of need. Why have you forsaken me? In my life forsake... I think that's how that song goes. Wasn't a big... Is that Chemical Romance? Definitely had a lot of friends that gave me some tastes of their music, but I wouldn't say they were one of my go-to options. Brand weapon, I think I will save you, actually. I was gonna say we should use this on our old battle axe to see if we can get that flame or something along those lines, but I think the better answer here, the better plan, is to actually save this brand weapon for if we do eventually get a potential upgrade, something like an executioner's axe. And then we still have some options there to get a little bit creative. I mean, for all we know, we could really get lucky and get vampiric again on that son of a gun. Wouldn't that be lovely?